Hey, good morning, guys. I wanted to record a series. This will be the first of You Are Naturally Supernatural, and it's really tapping into your divinity, the creative ability, the source of all life that is in you, through you, all around you, and it's really just tapping into this power of God to do things you never thought possible. Um, in your natural design, you're limitless. People were born limitless. They were born perfect. They were born as God's highest creation, and then we just cover it up with religious ideas and ideas we pick up as kids from teachers, coaches, and they're all limiting ideas. And the truth is, you're limitless. Your life was supposed to be this grand adventure of you um, feeling what it feels like to be one with God. And so I'm going to record these just different modules over the next couple of weeks, and then have a real short prayer slash meditation all by itself that if you guys want to listen to, and it doesn't take anything away from the original, praying with the ability of God. If you've really become accustomed to that and like that, keep that. I just wanted to do it for different things and really just show people how to tap into this, like I said, for specific things. And like I said, you have access to the love of God. You have access to the power of God. It's available in unlimited supply all the time. And any true prayer, any true meditation, whether it's Joe Dispenza's Becoming Supernatural, whether it's any of the teachings of manifestation, different things that are very popular online, whether it's Dwoskin's or Rhonda Byrne's The Greatest Secret and The Secret, they all have common elements. Um, it really is getting past the analytical mind, which is where 99% of the people pray, and getting into where the real magic happens, which is the when you get into alpha and theta, and you're directly programmable at that point. Your subconscious, your belief system doesn't ask questions. It takes you right to the end result, and it's quite miraculous. And so I'm gonna, like I said, really just record over the next few weeks some very simple things so you can experience God versus talk about God. What about this verse, which is really just religion? Um, Not much comes out of it. People have been trying to get life out of what about this verse, what about this book for a long time, and it hasn't worked that well for them. And if they uh, if they just go through this, is all truths are universal truths if they're true. It doesn't depend on a certain religion, belief system, anything. It's the human design, it's the divine design. And so, like I said, is if you can tap into this power of God, which responds to you. That's what's so amazing. It's a love. It's an infinite power that's greater than you that responds to you. And you can. Some of the things we'll do is how to receive your deepest desires that you never thought possible in less time than you ever thought possible, um, in minimal amounts of time. How to access God for clear guidance if you need to make a decision. Is Would love respond to you and help you make a decision? Of course, love would do that if it had the answer. And we know that God has all answers. It's all knowing. How to heal yourself and others, which is big, and it's not this overly spiritual, overly hyped thing. We all have the ability to do it. It's really just raising the energy level within yourself and extending that to others to heal yourself and others. God still knows how to be God. God still knows how to heal the body. Um, you know, how to one of the things I'm really excited about with this is, as well as the social media platform we're putting together. A lot of you guys sent me the message from Joe Dispenza where they're doing how to heal the body, and then also the international peace projects where people from all over the world get together and really just see the love of God flowing out of them and bathing these hot spots around the world or places in their own life where they think aren't going how they like to go, and rapidly remove a lot of the problems in their life almost miraculously, where once you understand that when you release the power of God, it is the true nature of God is harmony, it's peace, it's bliss. It brings a win-win to every situation. It brings peacefulness into every situation. We just learn that I don't have to have this supernatural faith thing that people are talking about. I don't have to be a guru. I don't have to be a master. I can learn how to set myself in peace. As we were sharing, the International Peace Project, they didn't pray for peace in the Middle East. They didn't pray for peace in the world. They got themselves into alpha and theta, which are just brainwave states, guys, where you're getting past the analytical beta, five senses mode, and you go within. And you really just tap into that alpha and theta, which is just your body and mind are just rested, and you're moving at those slower brainwave states. And when you line up your heart and your thoughts, it's really unstoppable. It's the limitless power of God, where they just, like I said, they didn't pray for peace. They felt peace in their own body. And 7,000 people brought radical peace to the world. It's a really fascinating thing. Well, what can we do if 100,000 of us get on once a week? Or I plan on doing it once a week, because I think, one, you'll see the serendipities in your own life. Things will start working. Even if you don't think you're a good meditator, visualizer, you don't have to be. It's all about the energy at the end of the day. It's all about the life of God flowing out of you. It's releasing the lower energies of fear, anxiety, which don't feel good anyway. So if we knew we could let all that go and really just start to feel the unlimited happiness, unlimited peace, unlimited joy that's always there, that we've just covered it up, you won't have to know exactly what you want in life. You won't have to be this big dreamer. Great things will start happening to you automatically, because that's what's always been there. God is always a God of harmony. So think about what we can do, guys. One, for your own lives, but then for hot spots in the world. And, um, you can, people's careers will start skyrocketing. They can use it for business. They can boost their creativity in business, and like I said, receive almost anything they want in life, uh, and rapidly turn goals into reality, where it used to be a struggle, 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 to all of a sudden it starts to get effortlessly and good. It's really a fascinating thing. And it's really just getting into that alpha and theta state, that creative state, how God designed us. And it's pretty easy to do. And so let me just kind of give you an overview. I wrote a few notes just to kind of share with you. And then later today, I'll record the first prayer / meditation. And so, like I said, I'm just going to record these, and they're called You're Naturally Supernatural. And I'm going to do several modules, one for healing yourself and others, one how to rapidly receive your deepest desires, your deepest goals. That'll probably be the first one I'll record today in limited amount of time, and minutes today, literally, that you never thought possible. How to remove obstacles, and apparent obstacles, I should call them, and problems in your life, where when you let that flow of God flow out of you, all of a sudden they're dissolved. And how to do these things. So, um, naturally, we're all unlimited beings. It's the spirit of God within us. We're only limited by beliefs, religious beliefs, social beliefs, that we've accepted as true. And the unlimited state, or doing exactly what you want when you want to do it, we would call that freedom. That's our divine design. We all desire that. Why do we all desire to be free? It's because we were born out of perfection. We were born out of this freedom, confined to this tabernacle, as the scriptures talk about, or this skin suit, to to prove to ourselves that we're not limited, that we do have an unlimited spirit, and to have the experience of being God. I like a lot of the early thoughts, even around Christianity, where they said God became man, us, so that we could learn to experience what it's like to be God. And so, because our true nature is limitless, it's free, to do whatever you want whenever you want to do it. The limiting beliefs are not true. And as we've been sharing, whether it's the greatest secret, Rhonda Byrne, that since they're not true, they're easily to let go of. So when we come up against a limiting belief, you'll know, because it doesn't feel good. It'll feel like, oh no, it'll feel lacking. It'll feel, I don't have enough. Um, where limitlessness knows there's abundance in every area, everything's available at all times. So we can easily let that go. And it's as simply as recognizing it, becoming aware of it, and go, oh, I'm going to welcome that emotion here a minute. It's okay to be here, which is unconditional love. I'm not going to judge it. I'm not going to push it away. I'm just going to allow it to be here, unconditional love. And your unconditional love dissolves it. It literally just flows out of you. It's just energy anyway. And since it's not true about you, it's desiring to get out of your body. It leaves your body. And what's left is the infinite spirit, the limited spirit, the spirit of the limitless spirit, I should say, the spirit of God. And so those things will naturally flow out of you. And you'll learn to live in this flow of the love, the life, and the source of all creation, which is God. And the cool part, guys, is, I hear a lot of people, whether in the Christian community, where they're like, oh, I'm going through a deconstruction process because I believed one way for 50 years. The great part is epigenetics and neuroplasticity, the science behind it is showing you, no, 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 it doesn't take 50 years to deconstruct. In fact, you can let it all go today if you're willing. It doesn't take a long time. And so you'll be shocked at the results you'll get. You'll get results almost instantaneously, which is great because you don't have to learn how to, nothing against any of these modes or practices of whether it's yoga or whatever. I love a lot of the stuff of it, but you don't have to become a master. I think people are like, oh my God, I have to become a master. No, no, no. The spirit within you is already the master. You don't need years of deconstruction because we're working with your true nature. And your true nature, which is God, doesn't struggle with much. It's God. And so you'll be seeing results almost immediately, which is exciting. And really, like I said, the truth is it's really just getting past the analytical mind, called the beta state of mind. It's where most people spend all their time. It's the thinking part. It's the outer world where we're conscious of mainly. It's the five senses. Okay. And even in English, if you read the scriptures, where's the kingdom? Where's all the true power? It's within, which is ekkaleo, which they call the church. We've created the church into there's a building over there and we all gather called ecclesia. That is not what it says. Ek is you shall behold the covering, the intimacy between you and God. It's the Greek word, the letter kappa from the Hebrew kof. And if you go look at kof, I've done some messages on it, but it's one of my favorite symbols or letters in the Hebrew pictographs because it says life comes from the kof, covering of God within you, which is you have intimacy with God. It just means like in the scriptures where it says the man covers the woman, male covers the woman. It just means they're having intimacy. And what happens? Life is created out of that. That's a miraculous thing, guys. And so at kaleo is nature or name, and it just says, like if my husband, my father and mother, their nature was together was Popovich, the male. I'm not emphasizing male or female or anything like that, guys. I'm just saying, how did life get created? We all got here the same exact way, whether you like it or not. There was a man and woman involved, and here we are. Right? The creative ability of God was released, and guess what? It creates life. And so ekkaleo was that first covenant is outside. Ekkaleo is the covenant inside, which we call the church. Now we've completely missed it in Western theology. Like I said, we think it's a building over there where we all gather, and it isn't. The ekkaleo is within you. It says, "This is the nature. Ek, you shall behold, epsilon, or yeah, um, which is from Hay, and it says, "You shall behold, or what will be revealed by what you do with inside with God." Ek kaleo, the nature from within. Kof. If you go look at that kof, it says it takes it from the unseen realm and makes potential and makes it physical reality. That's actually what it says. It's really pretty cool. And so ek kaleo is what you do within creates outside. It's the power of God. And so that's really just getting past this analytical mind where everything's on the five senses to going within. Okay. And when you access this power of God, I don't really care what you call it, the Spirit of God, the Holy Spirit, the source, the love, the creator. Like I said, this is God. It's not really hard for God to be God, and which is why you can do it in minutes per day. And so some of the things, the modules I'm going to do is how to receive your deepest desires and rapidly turn your goals into reality in minutes a day. That's probably the first one I'll do later today and I'll post. You can access the higher of God to heal yourself, both physically and emotionally, as well as heal others. And you're hearing a lot of those testimonies. You mean we have this ability? Yeah, we have this ability. We can go spirit to spirit. We're all connected, guys, by the Spirit of God. And so what's kind of nice is you can go spirit to spirit and bless that person's spirit, raise that person's energy within. They don't even have to know in their analytical mind you're doing it, but you'll see the results. And so the power of God comes from the awareness that you have the power, that it's around you, it's available. So it really is taking our attention off all the problems, the diagnosis, the appearances of lack, and going within, learning how to quiet that part of the brain down, and going within and experiencing it within, experiencing that power of God, and that just naturally flows out of you. That's what's pretty cool. And what's real is you start to sense that this power of God, this strength of God, this energy of God is always there. A lot of times people feel it in their heart area first. And then you can just go through a process like I've been sharing with you, is you're really just getting yourself into alpha and theta, where I like to see the light and the love of God I like to try sense it, and I just use my imagination to see this beautiful light, this beautiful love, this presence of God, and reminding myself this is the limitless, effortless power of God. It's got harmony in it, it's got peace in it, it's got uh, as much abundance as you want to take in it, it's got as much divinity as you want to take in it, and we can just allow it to flow through us, right back into us if we want, flow through us, right back into us, and it compounds, guys. There's no limit. You can take more and more and more. So I like to see the Spirit of God, this energy of God flowing through me, and it just keeps kind of flowing through me. Like if you read Joe Dispenza's Becoming Supernatural, it's kind of like this vortex where it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you listen to Lester Levinson at all, he's like, I get high to let go. So he gets himself, he starts to pay attention to this life flow, this energy of God that's everywhere, that's the source of all creation. It's the source that's in a blade of grass. It's in the source that 1,000, 25 million cells uh, died in your body, but the supernatural power of God, 25 million cells were just recreated with no thought on your own. It's this magnificent creation that you are, like Dr. Schwartz talks about, 1 millisecond. So you divide a second up into um, segments of time that our mind can't even conceive of, and every millisecond, I think she said millisecond. Um, Regardless, it's a huge number. She said that 86, it's from the book, The Source, 86 billion neural transactions happen. 86 billion transactions happening. Guys, that is not fallen. That's divine design. That is so miraculous. It's so miraculous to the point where we realize that when we experience that energy of God, it hasn't forgotten how to be God. It can actually um, repair brain damage. It can actually repair neural damage. It's the same God that created it in the first place knows how to heal it, which is fascinating. But we've just been taught out of a lot of that stuff. That's not real, and once this happens, it's forever. Um, and so anyway, that's really all you're doing is learning how to do that. So you can access this power of God to quickly free yourself and free other people and bring their life into harmony um, from apparent problems. You can quickly remove obstacles in their life, and they're apparent. And like I said, that you can receive this to use this power of God to receive guidance in your life. And so I'm just going to briefly go through understanding the how, and then later today, like I said, I'll start creating the modules. So as I stated before, true prayer and meditation, healing, manifestation, law of attraction, all the buzzwords, they're not just buzzwords. There's a lot of truth in a lot of this stuff, and they all have the basic elements. And so the whole idea, guys, is not for you to do more work or I've got this amazing meditation or prayer time where it's a religious exercise. The whole goal is not to get good at prayer or meditation. It's to get good at life. It's to experience the divine design, how God designed us, to experience life at its highest level. As Lester Levinson said, we're all looking for the same thing. It's absolute joy, it's absolute bliss, it's absolute happiness with no sorrow whatsoever, where you're just living this wonderful life. And um, so it's designed to get good at this life. And so we can learn how to get past that beta state, that analytical mind, that worrying mind, where most people spend all their time, and get into those really creative alpha and theta states where you quickly reprogram what you believe at the subconscious level. And then all of a sudden, miraculously, things start happening. You start seeing results and serendipity great stuff starts happening to you almost instantaneously. And so this isn't that important, but the science behind it is kind of interesting. The beta state, the waking mind, where most people experience worry, all these different things, your brain is just going at 14 to 30 hertz or cycles per second, just wavelengths. So you can quickly learn. You don't have to spend hours of meditation. You can quickly learn and really program yourself to get into this highly creative state of alpha, which is 7 to 14 hertz, or even better, theta, 4 to 7 hertz, and even delta, where you sleep. And we're not going to address gamma here that Dispenza talks about, but it's this highly even better that a lot of you guys will experience without even having to know what it is. But that delta is really when you sleep. It's less than 4 hertz. Your brain is really slow, and you guys know that. If you're worrying about something incessantly or your body's in a lot of pain, as soon as you fall asleep, it goes away. So that's really what you're doing is you're shutting off those, or you're getting into those deeper brain states where the creative ability of God is very apparent. And so you'll realize there's no beginning or end to this creative power. This love is all around you. It's just taking your attention off this outside world and just sensing that power of God. And like I said, I'll walk you through in the meditations just how to see this love and light of God flowing through you. Really, what's happening is you're getting into that alpha and theta. You're slowing your brain waves down, and you can quickly start telling yourself things. For instance, breathing is one of the fastest ways to get there, obviously. And you guys all know this intuitively. Like moms, I share this all the time on the fellowship calls. If you have a child and you can tell they're not injured seriously and they have a cut, a boo-boo, and you go, oh, just take a deep breath. And once mom calms them down or dad, all of a sudden they'll go, they just got out of that. They calm themselves down back to neutrality, back to this, this normal state. So when you breathe deeply, like what I'm going to share is you can take 3 deep breaths. And the more you do it, by the time you get to the 3rd breath, you can go, every time I breathe, my body and my mind completely relax and I get completely into the creative state of God. Your subconscious will believe that after a while, and then you don't have to spend 30 minutes trying to get you to alpha and theta in a meditative state. You can do it in seconds. So we'll help you do that. We'll actually reprogram your subconscious if you listen to these things over and over. So when you reprogram your beliefs and access that higher power in those lower brainwave states, you're literally taking the spirit of God and bending reality, if you want to say it. You're making the outside world conform to what's going on in. And this is where you hear, one of my favorite quotes from Lester Levinson and The Happiness is Free is, he goes, it's not so much that you start to get all your desires, it's you start to get more amazed, like, oh my God, the Spirit of God is in me. And I'm just watching the effortless power of God do things where everything comes into harmony for me. Where he says, every atom in the universe moves to fulfill your thought of this energy flowing out of you. And so you all have this natural ability, which I'm going to try to help you tap into very easily. And so then you'll quickly experience God versus all the thoughts of where's God and I have to go through these religious exercises to do all that will go away. And the greatest part about it, guys, is like I said, you don't have to be a master. You are divinely designed, and we're going to help you experience it. So stay tuned. I'll record that first prayer meditation and hopefully have it uploaded today. And then I'll go through several modules over the next couple of weeks. It's really the same process. You're just doing it for different things, healing yourself and others, receiving crystal clear guidance if you can't figure out a problem. One of the things our friend Andrea said on the fellowship call, I think is profound. I think it's awesome. She goes, you'll realize you tend to have more answers than questions, where you go, instead of just, I need to figure this out. Why is this happening? Which really puts you in an unsettled state, is to go, I have access to all knowingness, the Spirit of God within me. That means I have the answers to all questions. So I'm going to pay attention more on, I have more answers than questions in life. And everything calms down and they come to you. Which is pretty cool. In fact, I was just sharing with Barb as I was preparing for this, just from different sources. I was reading this article by the author who wrote Steve Jobs' biography, and he said this is if Steve Jobs was ever trying to figure out something, and he spent more than 10 minutes where it didn't come to him, he said he immediately got up for a walk. And he went and take a walk. Because my brain, my analytical mind doesn't know the answer, but the Spirit of God within me knows all answers. And if I take a walk and take my attention off the physical world, he said the answer would come to me as I'm not paying attention to it or asking for the answer. It just bubbles up in you. It's the all-knowingness. Well, you have all answers. So that's pretty cool, right? So if you're racking your brain, wondering, worrying, fearing, rolling things over of your mind, do something to take your attention off all of that stuff. Listen to good music. Go take a walk. The answers will come to you because love responds to you. Love is responsive to you. It's there for you. It wants to give you your deepest desires more than you even desire to have them. And so we're going to help you experience them.